The most important, wow, I completely botched this intro. Wow, that was terrible. Alright, one thing I completely learned doing content creation is to pace myself, to not burn out, not to do a whole bunch of stuff, burn out, and then just never touch it again. Something is very important when you're pacing yourself, because I think I mentioned this in another video, I can't remember which one it was, but if I burn out on something, I'm never doing it again. Flat out, I'm gonna be honest. And one thing I do, and especially since I got a trip coming up, is I like to pace out videos. I like to have videos out maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks, depending how work is going, because if I'm sitting around doing nothing, then of course I'm just gonna get ahead so I can make some better videos on, Lynn, Aventador, and, Stemme. But usually I try to keep it to 2 weeks, because once it gets past 2 weeks, it is very hard to start scheduling around, and something comes up and I'm like, oh boy, I need to switch the whole schedule around. Stuff like that, it becomes a little bit more complicated. But the reason why I say to pace myself is because it's not, you don't want to rush through the whole thing. You don't want to sit there, be done in 5 minutes, and be like, alright, I'm done. I never want to do this again. I'm done. Because if it's something I really enjoy, because truthfully told, if you honestly ask me, I am really enjoying Stemme a lot. I'm enjoying just being able to sit down, talk, maybe get a few videos out so I can, get my thoughts out and not have to go to bed just all tired and just having to deal with all the thoughts in my head. This channel helps a ton, because the way I'm going to say it is, it's supposed to be a marathon. You're supposed to pace yourself. You don't want to go through and just be like, alright, we're done, I'm done, don't need to do anything else. I've already burned myself out. Because one big example is when I do certain videos on Lynn, an example would be like my monthly Marvel Rivals video with the new hero. I usually go all out for that. Or if it's a new season for Fortnite, I usually go all out for that. Maybe if it's a Helldivers 2 video, so on and so on. But then there's some videos that, in my eyes, are going to be smaller in scale. The most I'm going to be doing is I get kills, I die, it's going to be those sound effects that are common with, me getting kills and deaths. Because those are supposed to be smaller, more, I think this is just going to be, a more simpler upload to me. Because I like having maybe 2, maybe 3, depending how I'm feeling, big uploads for the month. Because one of the big uploads is, of course, my verdicts, my reviews for each month, at the end of each month. But then the other one is usually, Marvel Rivals, the new hero, or whatever, or Fortnite season, or, so on and so on. Those are my big ticketed monthly videos I do on Lynn. Because if I did a whole bunch of, high edited, TikTok brain type edits, one, I don't think I can sit down and watch it, because if I can't watch my own video, then why the hell would I want to watch if I... Alright, let's start that again. If I can't watch my own video, how do I expect other people to watch it? If I don't find any enjoyment, if I don't see, kind of how I set up certain things, and if I just don't find the video overall enjoyable, then why do it? Because one of the biggest things I did with Lynn pretty early on is why I have like 900 videos on that channel, which is kind of rough, is because back when I started, I used to do a lot of uploads, like a lot. It was terrible. It used to be, I can't remember what the schedule was, but it used to be main video, then VOD, which I could not handle that for much longer, because it used to be video, VOD, edit down the VOD, stream to a watchable thing that usually lasts for a few hours, and then the VOD would come out hours later, which would kind of defeat the point of watching the video, but whatever. I used to stay up till like 3 when I was in college doing it. Yeah, it wasn't very sustainable. Then I switched to having a main video release out. Wow, I think the schedule kind of stayed consistent on that front, but then another one released at 10 on all weekdays, which was not it. It was terrible in my eyes to do it like that. And then eventually I kind of went down, did the 8 a.m. stream story videos, and then kind of did the 4 p.m. across, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday ones, and then eventually kind of just made these other 2 channels like Stemme and Aventador, where content kind of fits more there. Like Let's Plays fits more on Aventador because it's supposed to be, you know, more of a Let's Play channel, except for The Witcher 3. We don't really talk about that since that's something I started on Lynn and I wanted to finish on Lynn. And then Stemme, with the first video on this channel, was actually supposed to come out for Lynn, but the longer I kept looking at it, the more I was like, yeah, I think it fits more on a channel like this that you're watching on. But in my eyes, I don't think I can be burned out on these 3 channels because of how vastly unique, what they differently require, and most importantly, they all have different feelings to them. Because Lynn's more high action, more, you know, gameplay oriented. Lynn's more... I can't believe I said that again. Aventador is more sit down, watch me play a game, and, you know, kind of experience it with me. Stemme is, you know, you sit down, again, and listen to me talk. And Archiver is just, you know, the VODs channel. But it's why I'm so important I'm not burning myself out, because if I get an idea and I'm like, ooh, that sounds like a good idea, I write it down so I can save it for later and do it, well, later. But overall, burnout is something I don't want to do, like, experience with my channels, because I'll be very, very sad if I burn out and just stop doing them. So, I mean, most importantly, I schedule out all my stuff a few weeks, maybe a month in advance, depending on how life's going, and that's what I really do. So either way, I'm gonna end it before, you know, it gets a little too long. So either way, thank you very much for listening to me talk, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.